If you're anything like me, then when you think about what you want to do with your life, there'll be an inherent contradiction at the center of that thought. In my case, I want to be a writer. I want to write fiction. I've always wanted to write fiction. I do write fiction. If I think about what my perfect life looks like in 5-10 years' time, I'm a fiction writer. I sell novels and stories, and people from all over the world enjoy my stories, and that's how I make a living. And I love having written something. I love having created. I love how I can start from nothing and I can just say some words and put them down on a page, and then I have a story that someone can enjoy and someone can get something out of. I love all of that. However, on any given day, when it comes to writing or anything else at all, I'd pretty much rather do anything else. I don't want to overstate it, but writing oftentimes is deeply, deeply painful, and I'm not entirely clear why that is. It's interesting because I write other things too. Like I write songs a lot, and I record albums and I put them on the internet, and I'm not really self-conscious about that at all because I'm not really a self-conscious person, and because I don't really profess to be a great musician. My ability to play guitar and sing and write songs really has nothing to do with my personality or how I see myself in any way whatsoever, and so I feel no pressure when I upload those things. Like if someone's like, oh, like he's a really shit musician, I don't really care because I don't really pretend to be anything else, and I've got no aspirations about being a musician, and it's not really tied to my personality or my identity in any way. And I do think that it's that connection and lack of connection that's part of the issue here. Like I said at the beginning, I really want to be a writer. I've always wanted it. It's so tied to who I am. And so if I show you a piece of my writing and you say, oh, maybe you should choose a different direction, maybe you should try something else, you're never going to make it as a writer. It's like, you're not just commenting on the writing because I'm so tied up in that thing. You're kind of like saying something about me as well. And I think that is why it hurts. I think the other thing here is that it's the wanting, I think, like because I want it so bad, the fear of failure is really, really high. I think the fear of failure is crippling, and any writer will tell you, I think, at least a lot of them, this certainly isn't unique to me, that the self-doubt that comes with writing is really, really intense. Because it's like a long process as well. Like I write a song in sort of like 10 minutes, half an hour or something. It's done. I record it really quickly. I get it out into the world. Like it's fine. It's no issue. Writing's a bit more of a slog, and there's so much more time for all those ugly thoughts to creep into your head. Like, you're really bad at this. You're actually like, you're not very intelligent. So like, why would you think you can do this? You don't know how to tell a story. You haven't improved. You still aren't published. Like all of these awful thoughts, like hitting you all the time, and like you're constantly trying to bat them off. And I think that's where the pain comes from. I think that's why it hurts so much to do. I saw David Foster Wallace say a really similar thing in an interview where he says like he spends 90% of his time thinking about writing and 10% of his time writing. And so it's clearly something that happens to a lot of people, and it's something I really want to try and break out of, but I don't necessarily know how to. I made a video last week about sort of trying to find the joy in writing, and I think a lot of the tips in there definitely help. And I think often it's maybe a case of just starting and trying to get into that flow, because there are times when it's sort of okay, but there's always just this really, really deep fear attached to it. And it definitely stems from how tied up I am in the idea of it. And I'm wondering, do you have anything in your life that's like that? Like that you've kind of forged into your identity, and so you're sort of inseparable from it, and it becomes sort of paralyzing? Because that's kind of how I feel, and I'm kind of wondering if there are other people out there, and if it is exclusive to writing, or if it's just a sort of the common human experience. I'd really love to know. It's strange. I'm kind of concerned even just making this video now. Like I'm thinking about it. I'm overthinking it. I'm worried someone's going to watch it and go, mate, either write or don't write what you've been such a bitch about. Like, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm so wrapped up in it, like it's all messed up, and I'm really not like this for anything else. So it's just like a thought that I had on my mind that I couldn't shake after I made this week's video. So I really wanted to just reach out into the world there and see if there are any other people like me. If there are, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you do to try and get over this feeling, and maybe we can have a bit of a discussion about it down there. Yeah, cool. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching. Bye.